Well, hello, fellow people. I think this is probably the best summary for what we are experiencing in this country right now. I think this will summarize everything and make you understand why this invasion is happening with these illegals. Let me be clear about that. This is a color revolution and invasion. Make no mistake about it. And when she breaks this out for you, you'll understand more clearly. You should be able to. I think this is the most rudimentary explanation there is for the deceit that we are now discovering. We really do need to wake up. It is going to be a paradigm shift. You will survive, and the truth will set you free, no doubt. Check out what she says. And by the way, this comment says fake but interesting. Those are people that will have to be left behind. There's no more trying to convince the people who can't be alerted or warned. Many people will fall. We must learn to accept that. But for the ones who do see and understand, for those who have eyes, let them see. For those who have ears, let them hear. It is time to prepare yourselves, because I can't stress it enough. No one is actually going to vote themselves out of this nightmare America has become. And I will say this one thing. America is actually not the problem. It is indeed the crooked politicians. And when you hear this, that statement should resonate.
1871, the banks incorporated the United States and called the United States a corporation. And when they created the District of Columbia, what they did was they put that corporation in the District of Columbia. And they said that the members of Congress were actually managers of that corporation. And they said the President of the United States was actually the president of that corporation. So we're not living in the country that we think we're living in. And what I've actually done is I have said that we are under something called state capture. And I have said that there is an interregnum. And if you look that word up, that means that we don't have a legitimate government. And when the founding fathers wrote this Constitution, they realized that the bankers were trying to pull a fast one on us and to try to take over our governance. And so they put in a safety mechanism, and there's something called Article 5, which says that when 2/3 of the state legislatures request an amendment, that the Congress is required to convene a constitution to consider amendments. And the Congress was supposed to do that back in 1929. They've been in contempt of the American people. They haven't given us the opportunity to get our original Constitution back. They haven't even told us that we are not operating under our original Constitution. They've been lying.
I tell you. And so I did. I looked this up for you guys real quick before I lose my train of thought. So state capture is a form of systematic grand corruption where private interests such as corporations, oligarchs, or criminal networks manipulate a nation's laws, policies, and institutions. Aren't we seeing that right now? Rather than just breaking existing rules, these actors, just like she said, rewrite and bend the rules of the game to serve themselves at the public's expense. These invaders are at our expense. And every day that goes by that no one goes to jail, we just get more and more and more shifted from our money in our pockets to theirs. Have you noticed how you can't fight against the data centers? You can't fight against flock. They don't tell you that they're genetically modifying the food. They don't even tell you where your meat is coming from. The beef in this country is frightening. And this is another thing that is kind of like a stream off of that. I just found out, like we all should have known this, but it used to be so plentiful, it was something that you took for granted. But there used to be over 6 million farmers and ranchers in this country. I've lived long enough to taste. My palate can tell me that the food tastes different. that it looks different when you cook some of it. It spreads out differently. It seeps differently. The oil is different. The grease is different. 6 million. That has been chipped away by a little over 600,000, if I'm not mistaken. Because they put the reins on everything. Because they've been in cahoots. We haven't been being represented. That's why when you talk to these Maxine Waters and your AOCs and they don't answer you, or your Ilhan Omars and they don't answer you, because they know they don't have to. They are managers. They are managing you. They are managing you. Let me let this play one more time, because I had a couple more things I wanted to say.
In 1871, the banks incorporated the United States and called the United States a corporation. And when they created the District of Columbia, what they did was they put that corporation in the District of Columbia, and they said that the members of Congress were actually managers of that corporation, and they said the President of the United States was actually the president of that corporation.
And that makes so much sense, because when we were overseas, I only had a level 4 clearance, but I managed to get into sitcom. And I saw a list that actually gave a rank of all the clearances. And I saw it with my own damn eyes. There were 19, at least on that sheet of paper, there were 19 clearances above the president. So to think that we have a system that the people can have a voice in is just ludicrous when you see something like that. I mean, I checked out a long time ago with it. So the voting is really a masquerade. Mark Twain even said, Mark fucking Twain, if voting meant anything, they wouldn't let you do it. It's all a charade, and I'm telling you, it's going to have to come down to the people against them. The people are going to have to wake up who can wake up, and it's going to have to be the people against them. There's going to have to be a public square event. These people have to be taken out of the way if we have a chance at saving this country. Because right now they are going straight forward. And when you look at the people behind them, talk about mad scientist looking motherfuckers. They all look crazy. And let's never ever forget Sam Altman. What he did, I just found out she was 3 years old when he did this to her. What he did to his sister, that is a man that belongs under the jail. He was 12, she was 3 when he was doing that stuff to her. I'll put it to you like this. He found every orifice on that little girl. His own flesh and blood. We got to stand up. I'm telling you, we got to stand up.
So we're not living in the country that we think we're living in. Mm-hmm. And what I've actually done is I have said that we are under something called state capture. And I have said that there is an interregnum. And if you look that word up, that means that we don't have a legitimate government. And when the founding fathers wrote this Constitution, they realized that the bankers were trying to pull a fast one on us and to try to take over our governance. And so they put in a safety mechanism, and there's something called Article 5, which says that when 2/3 of the state legislatures request an amendment, that the Congress is required to convene a constitution to consider amendments. And the Congress was supposed to do that back in 1929. They've just...
That's what I wanted to say. So in 1929, they failed us, right? I want to put a little footnote in here about this damn daylight savings time. So in 1931 was the first time that the government tried to make us switch our time, but only 2 states were trying it out. And I don't even think it went full-fledged, but it was New York and Illinois. if I'm not mistaken. I know it was New York, but Illinois is the second state. And then fast forward to 19, and I've already put this out. Matter of fact, I'll link that whole video at the end. But in 1942, they implemented it for the first time. Now, you people don't remember yesterday. And I know you don't remember even back then when they finally got it implemented. All throughout the 70s is where I believe it began. It was April 26, you guys. And did you notice this past year and the years previously it's been March, and then finally this year, which really set me the fuck off. That's why I made that video. They made it March 8th. They just eke it up. It's just pulled out of their ass. So in 1942, when they first implemented it, guess what month that was? February fucking 9th. And I need y'all to understand this. I know the kids out there, y'all like your sunlight. Y'all think that it's just better to have longer days. Yeah, it gets longer naturally anyway. I don't know why you don't realize that, because if you set your clock, if you didn't set your clock and you looked at the time instead of the sun going down at 9, it would be 8. And if you're trying to tell me that you need that hour or just kill you, you're stupid, because they sprang you forward. In other words, they took your hour away. If you put yourself on this side forever, you think you got bad health now. You ain't seen nothing yet, and they know it. They're counting on your stupidity. They took an hour away from you, meaning we should be on fall. They're calling it daylight or standard. Don't get confused about it. It is fall. They took an hour from you, right? They took an hour from you, and they do it every year. This is why what this lady is saying should resonate. They've had license to just railroad and subvert our laws and our Constitution, and because we'd rather now TikTok, look at games, take selfies, take pictures of our food, go to games that are rigged, designed to distract you. Why? Know all about the Kardashians. Follow them. Spend your money on clothes that are, in some cases, literally are made out of actual trash. Y'all need to see that video. Those leggings that women love to wear that split them up in the front and the back. Yeah, some of those are coming from literal melted trash, plastic. Yeah. This is why this can happen. This is why what she's saying actually should make some sense to you. I'll let her finish, and I'll see you next time.
They've been in contempt of the American people. They haven't given us the opportunity to get our original Constitution back. They haven't even told us that we are not operating under our original Constitution. They've been lying.